Hi, my name is Wynonna Judd, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am so excited to be speaking with the acclaimed and world-renowned singer-songwriter, Tabitha Fair. For more on Tabitha, you can read more about her right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the amazing talent of Tabitha Fair.
Stir my heart, show me the way, let me feel love, oh love, at the end of the day. Warm wind blows, carries me home. You help me see that I don't walk alone. No, I don't walk alone. Toward the rising sun, walking two worlds to live as one. Hear our voice, join our song. A new dawn has come.
Well, hello, Tabitha. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Tabitha,
So nice to be here.
it is so nice. It is so nice to meet you. I know we both want to talk and let it out. You are such an amazing talent. You do it all. You are not only an incredible singer, recording artist, songwriter, you're who I consider a true artist with a capital A. Tabitha, you have performed with the best. You are amongst the best, and you've collaborated and continue to collaborate with the best. But I want to begin at the beginning.
Yeah.
Begin at the beginning.
Okay.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
I want to begin when you were a little girl.
Okay.
And you would go to church.
Mhm.
Who is that little girl in her dreams of being a part of it, the music industry?
Oh my goodness. Who was that little girl? Oh. Well, I think that you kind of know these things even at a young age. You know that this is what you want to do. And I used to, of course, dream and have visions of performing, on big stages and everything when I was a little kid. But I could never have dreamt what it was really going to be like. So I'm so thankful because the little girl from Oklahoma has gotten to sing and write and perform with a lot of her. The little girl has gotten to perform with a lot of her idols and people that she's looked up to in the music industry
And I
and in
want
the
to dive
film industry.
And I want to dive into that, Tabitha, right away. I mean, I want to, well, first and foremost, you began your career. Let's just talk about starting at the bottom. And I put that in quotes because it's not. You began your career touring with, I don't know, an up and comer known as Amy Grant.
Yes.
Touring the world. What an amazing, not only experience it must have been, but talk about the best kind of grad school you could do, touring the world with Amy Grant.
Yes, that was touring the world with Amy Grant was one of the most amazing experiences. That was really getting my feet wet as far as touring is concerned. And, it was a world tour. And I mean, we stayed at the finest hotels and, we were on the big touring buses and it was so glamorous. That was my first experience to tour and it was the best. And she's one of the most amazing people to work with and for because she's so lovely and so truly gifted and talented herself. So the whole thing was just an amazing experience, and it got me going into some other things. So
well, yeah, some other things, including I don't know, touring with the likes of Idina Menzel, singing for Sting, Lady Gaga. Just a few years ago, the Grammy Awards. You have sung with some of the best. Are there any? I know it's hard to choose. They're like all your babies, but Are there any experiences in particular that stand out for you?
Yes, I always say this because it was truly the best show I've ever been a part of. Sting's 60th birthday at the Beacon. That show was beyond my wildest dreams because you had Stevie Wonder on the show, Lady Gaga, you know, Branford Marsalis. It was so diverse, all the people that he had that night at the show. So for like a couple of weeks, we were rehearsing at SIR. The first week was just with Sting and this incredible band of all stars. And then the next week we rehearsed with all of the artists who were part of that show. So it was like a 2-week period of just total musical bliss. So yeah, so it led up to that night, which was just, wah, it was just amazing. So anyhow, that I don't know if there's anything that could ever top that show for me, you know.
Well, I mean, you have a long career obviously ahead of you because you were in New York for so many years living here. Now you're in Nashville, but I want to talk about as well. I am sure she was one of your idols growing up, and you worked with her. You not only worked with her, but you wrote a song with her, and her name, Carole King.
Yeah.
Tabitha, how did that happen? How did that all come about? And talk a little bit about that song.
Okay, well, I got asked to be a part of this week's writing retreat in the south of France, and it was for Bugle Publishing Company, and it was quite a while back. But anyhow, I was working with a manager at the time, and I got acquainted with the head of Bugle Publishing, and they've been trying to get me to that retreat for a while, and finally it happened. And that week, you know, Carole King was part of that retreat, and her daughter Louise Goffin, Greg Wells, just to name a few people who were there. DC Talk at the time, all those guys were there too.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was just filled with just all of this like incredible talent, and I got to be a part of that. And I so the last day of the retreat, they were like, okay, this is who you're going to write with, Tabitha, you're going to write with Carole King. And I was just like, the sky has opened, you know.
I mean, talk about that little girl in you probably screaming out loud.
Oh yeah, it was, I was so freaking like, just excited, you know. And the thing about Carole that I noticed even that whole week was she was such a nurturing person, you know, especially towards all of us artists. You know, she was just about helping us, and just, she was so, you know, just hands-on. And so when we wrote our song, I have to say it just flowed out, you know. And the song is called If We Get Through This. And Carole came in with that idea, you know, and then she started singing, you know, the melody, like what she was thinking, and then I started singing kind of this bridge idea, and she liked it, and I was like, she likes it, she likes my melody. So anyhow, so it led into that, and then we finished the song, and then we recorded it that same day.
Oh.
And then shoot to maybe a couple of years later, I was living in New York City, and I get this call, and the person says, "Hey, this is blah 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 blah, and I represent Carole King, and they want to put your song If We Get Through This in a film. If in the film is called The Sum of All Fears, okay, with Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck." Anyhow, another jaw drop, you know.
Wow.
So and then they asked me to sing the song, and then they put it on the soundtrack as well. It was in the film and on the soundtrack. So I scored on so many levels. First of all, I get to write with Carole King, the hugest score of all time. And then the fact that it was in a film, and I got to sing it, and it was on the soundtrack. So
Tabitha, you have such an amazing spirit and energy about you. It's not surprising that the universe has set you up with all of these amazing experiences. You know, I like to say that there are very few people in this industry that walk around with that it factor and that certain vibration. And you have it. You really do. And I think like the way you described Carol, what I'm getting from you as well, is that there's a nurturing sensibility to you, because look at what you do. You not only are comfortable obviously taking lead vocal or writing your own songs for yourself, but also for other artists, and also acting as backup and literal and figurative support for other artists, that you use yourself as a vessel in whatever it is, whether in the spotlight, not in the spotlight. And I just think it's a beautiful thing that needs to be recognized, and I needed to say.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I truly feel so blessed that I get to do what I do, and I've gotten to do it as long as I've gotten to do it. And I think I'll probably be one of these people. I'll be in my 80s and I'll still be up on stage in my latest, greatest outfit, up there and singing away and just loving every minute of it. Because I just feel like, of course, this is what I was made to do, was sing, and also, help other people with their artistry.
Well, and when I think about FENIX, this new social media platform that's not only going to be connecting artists and fans all over the world, but artists with other artists, which I'm most excited about, frankly, as a director, because I've already, since being a part of FENIX, have already started collaborating with people in the East on new musicals. And I think about the transcendent, timeless, timely quality that you bring to the table, Tabitha, and just the opportunity to potentially collaborate with other artists in the East and elsewhere.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm open to any and all of it, just, singing on backup, or writing songs, or singing lead vocals, or, whatever. I just think in this industry, you have to be diverse and be open to all opportunities. I'm a vocal coach as well, so that I truly love that, because I get to talk about the layers of music and the process. And it's a beautiful process if you engage yourself in all of the different layers of music.
Well, and the cool thing for you, Tabitha, I mean, not only are you a student of what you do and a craftswoman of it, you've done it. Like, you've done the thing. You know what it's like to show up at a concert after getting 1 hour sleep on a tour bus in the middle of the world and have to make it work. I feel like I'm so excited for not only people who watch this interview here in the States, but around the world, that they can contact you. Thank goodness for, Zoom and the interwebs. They can be getting vocal technique from someone who has been on the front lines of every big arena, small arena, all over the world, in any situation.
Everything imaginable. Yeah, it's true, and it's, I remember having, gotten up on stage and I'm sick as a dog, and you just get up there and you smile through it, and somehow you get through the gig,
That's right. Well, listen, Tabitha, I am so grateful for the time that we have had today, and I'm so grateful to have met you, and I can't wait to one day hopefully collaborate with you. I know that my brother in Nashville adores you, as do so many, and I'm so grateful for this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Will. I appreciate it. I just loved every minute of it.
Me too. Thank you.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.